Hi everybody! Today's video tip is just a refresher on Georgia license laws regarding marketing and advertising in real estate. I'm Dana Sparks, broker of Maximum One Greater Atlanta, and this is April of 2026. And again, just a brief refresher for everyone on, like I just said, license laws for marketing and advertising. Now, the way I want you to think about this is that there are two types of advertising. There is advertising of yourself, self-promotion. I am here, I am a real estate agent, and I want to help you with all of your real estate needs. Contact me, let's talk, let me see how I can help you. So there's self-promotion advertising. And then the second type of advertising is marketing a specific property for sale or lease or exchange. So marketing of self-promotion and marketing of a property. Then all advertising encompasses both of those. So there are license laws that cover all marketing and advertising. There are license laws that govern just self-promotion marketing and advertising. And then there are another set of laws, provisions that cover what you must do when you are marketing a specific property. In addition, there are license laws that govern your electronic marketing and advertising. So it sounds confusing. I have a handout that I give in all the classes that I teach, courtesy of the Real Estate Academy of America, of which I am the director. And I just want to go over all of this. I am going to do my best to not read the entire document. Reach out to me by email, and I'll be more than happy to email this to you. As with anything you learn from me or any instructor, whether it be from a video or a class, always run everything by your own broker. And one of the things that GREC allows for is a broker is allowed to have various policies and procedures that not supersede laws. You can't break license laws. That has repercussions on your license, but can be more strict than actual license laws. So let me share my screen and I will show you what I'm talking about. So again, this is the Georgia Marketing and Advertising Guide, courtesy of the Real Estate Academy of America as of January 2026. And again, I have this in outline form to make it a little bit easier for you to understand what GREC looks at as marketing and advertising, all advertising, advertising this specific property, advertising licensee owned property, whether you're selling, buying, leasing, exchanging, renting, electronic marketing, so forth and so on. So basically, all marketing and advertising, you have to remember you are an independent contractor. You are responsible for your own license. So all licensees that hold a real estate license issued to you by the state of Georgia, you are responsible for your license, and you need to check out what the license laws are. And there is these GREC advertising rules can be found in GREC Rule 521-09, and there's the GREC link. So all advertising, that's all. And that includes, GREC looks at basically any and everything falls into the category of advertising. Print, media, signs, websites, email, business cards, blogs, vlogs, Craigslist, Facebook, Instagram, car magnets, billboards, everything. All advertising by an affiliate licensee must be done in the name of the firm and under the supervision of the broker. When a licensee advertises a specific property or properties for sale, rent, or exchange, the name of the licensed firm offering the property must appear in equal or greater size, prominence, and frequency than the name of any affiliated licensees groups of licensees. That would be teams. Additionally, telephone number of the firm must appear in equal or greater size, prominence, and frequency than any phone number of any licensee. And all marketing must be approved by your broker or managing broker. All advertising on the internet by a licensee shall disclose the name and number of the firm on every viewable page of the website, except as provided. And you have to make every reasonable attempt to assure that the public knows that you are a real estate agent with a broker who holds your license. So I have broken all of that down again into more of an outline form. So all advertising, including specific property and including solicitation to buy property, must not be misleading or inaccurate, may not discriminate, must be done in the name of the broker. And that means the firm, not the actual person. And that could be either the corporate name as registered with GREC or the trade name as registered and approved by GREC. And again, in a manner reasonably calculated to attract the attention of the public. The public has to know who the broker is that holds your license. All advertising must be reviewed and approved by the broker. And again, you can tell how important this is to GREC. GREC looks out for the public's best interest. Must assure the public they are being contacted by a licensed real estate agent. Then, if you are advertising a specific property, what's required is you, in addition to all of this above, you must have the written permission of the owner or authorized agent. In other words, if it's listed with another firm, that listing firm, spelled wrong, must be disclosed clearly and conspicuously. So for all of you who have IDX reciprocity on your websites, just fancy initials that stand for Internet Data Exchange. That's what happens when you have an agent website, and all the firms that have their own firms' websites, they have these agreements with the MLS services that as a brokerage, I allow, if my listings are on an MLS service, specifically FMLS or Georgia MLS, I'm sure others, but I don't know their rules and regulations, I give permission to other brokerages and other agents to also share my listings. However, if another brokerage or another agent markets my listings, it has to say courtesy of Maximum One Greater Atlanta, or what you'll often see is courtesy of whatever the MLS service is. And that has to do with the membership agreement between the brokerage and the MLS. But nevertheless, that is in compliance with license law because it is with the permission of the authorized agent. And then it must have the brokerage name, and again, corporate or trade name, brokerage phone number as registered with GREC, but you can't have an agent phone number or an agent extension. If you have the broker, the office phone number, if your office gives you a phone extension, you can put your extension on there as long as the public can dial that main number. And there's an option when they get the automated recording, if there's an option where they can hit like dial 0 for broker or something like that, there has to be an option for them to get to the broker and bypass you. In other words, if they need to contact the broker about you without going through you, then you could put your phone extension. Now, when you're advertising a specific property, the brokerage name has to be all of this fancy word, equal or greater size, frequency, prominence as that of the agent. In other words, if you're marketing a property for sale and I have Dana Sparks in size 100 bold font, I also have to have ABC Brokerage in 100 bold font. If I have Dana Sparks, Dana Sparks, Dana Sparks, I have to have ABC Brokerage, ABC Brokerage, ABC Brokerage. And if I have, well, that's what I mean. Same size, prominence, and frequency. Again, when you're marketing a property for sale or lease. Same thing with the phone number. You have to include your brokerage's phone number, your office phone number on any and all advertising of a property. You can have your cell phone number on there, but the same thing. If your phone number is size 20 bold font, the office phone number must also be in 20 bold font. And the same thing. Now, that's for marketing a property. Okay, I haven't gotten to that part yet. So you can have yours or your team's, but that also has to be with the same in your phone number, but you have to go by these rules. And if you are listing on a website, it must be updated and accurate. And if you sell a property or expires or it's withdrawn, it must be removed from the website within 30 days of the information being outdated. If you have it on a website that you don't have control over, like Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, obviously you don't have control over that, but you have to be able to demonstrate that you reached out to one of those entities and said, hey, this is outdated information. That listing is expired. That listing's withdrawn. That listing's been sold. It's no longer active. If you can demonstrate that you reached out to correct the mistake, GREC will look at that. And then optional is yours or your team's information. If you are marketing a property that you own, you must, let me back up here before I get to that. Up here in all advertising, which would include solicitation of yourself, self-promotion, there is nothing about a broker's phone number on there. So per license law, if you're just doing self-promotion pieces, you only have to have your phone number. Now, your broker may have a policy that requires you to put their phone number, but that's not in license law unless it's a specific property for sale. Just quickly, if you are advertising your own property, actually, before you put your name on a contract to buy, sell, lease, or rent or exchange, you must send written notification to the broker prior to signing a contract to list, purchase, sale, lease, or exchange. You must get that broker's written consent and approval. This has nothing to do with commission. If you are buying or selling your own property and taking zero commission with your broker's approval, it doesn't matter. License law says you still must give them written notification prior to putting your name on a contract. Additionally, you have to disclose that you are a licensed real estate agent in the state of Georgia on all marketing and advertising that you're going to buy or sell on all contracts. Electronic marketing, again, it's a little bit different. Even if you're doing self-promotion online on your agent and broker website, every page must have the broker's phone number, and all other electronic marketing. So that would be social media, X, Instagram, Facebook, so forth and so on. If you can't be in full-blown compliance, the public has to be one click away from getting to a website that is in full-blown compliance with license law. Now, what you'll notice, there's nothing in GREC license law about a brokerage address being on anything. Your broker may have a policy about it, but there is nothing in license law about that. And again, I just have some additional information here. And I have a note here about the NAR settlement that was finalized in November of 2024 regarding what you may or may not do as far as advertising compensation. And again, I'm not going to get into that in this video, but I do have that included in this handy dandy guide that I have put together for the Real Estate Academy of America, Georgia Marketing and Advertising and License Laws. So again, this is everything: car magnets, billboards, all your electronic marketing and advertising, your everything you do. So I hope this contract tip, actually this license law tip, was just a really good reminder for you. Please take a license law class. Please check out all the license laws. And as always, confirm everything with your own broker. Thank you so much for watching. Dana Sparks, broker of Maximum One Greater Atlanta, satisfying your needs with service, innovation, and education. Bye. If you like that video, check out the one here. If you like the content on this entire channel, please click here to subscribe. I try to take even the most complicated of real estate situations and make them crystal clear. See what I did there? Real estate made crystal clear. Thank you guys so much for watching.